Hello students, welcome back. In this particular video, I'm going to tell you how you can score band 8 in speaking and what you will have to do. And I'm giving you this piece of advice on the basis of two things. The very first one is my experience as an IELTS trainer. I have a experience of more than 17 years. I exactly remember I started training IELTS students on 20th of December 2004. And the second one is my own score in the last test which I took. I scored exactly 8 in speaking. So on the basis of these two factors, I'm going to tell you certain things about speaking, and I'm pretty sure that if you would apply these techniques in your own speaking, it will definitely boost your score in IELTS speaking. So what are these techniques? The very first technique is the way you answer the question. I always advise the students to focus on 3 points when you answer a question. I have taught thousands of students in these 17 years, and several of them have achieved 7 and more than 7, and some of them even 8. So what is that technique? This is a 3-step formula. The very first one is that you should say yes or no, whatever you think, whatever you really think. If you think the answer should be in positive, so you may answer in affirmative, and if you think that the answer is in negative, then you may say no. This is the first step. The second step is you must give the reason for whatever you have said. If you have said yes, then you should give the reasons for that. Reasons could be 1, maybe 2, or maybe more than 2. There is no restrictions such as that you have to give 1 reason or 2 reasons. You may give as many reasons as you like. And the third, the most important thing, is the example. If you could give an example to prove your point, definitely you are going to score more, because you are giving the example to support your answer. So these are the 3 formulas, 3 points technique, which would definitely help you to improve your score. So some students may say that it will take a lot of time. So for that, I would say that you must not worry about the time, because time management is the responsibility of the examiner who is conducting the speaking test. If he allows you to speak, then you must have the material, you must have the technique to elaborate your answer. And if the person doesn't want you to speak, naturally he would interrupt you and put you another question. So you should not worry about the time. You must have the capability to answer the question properly. And second thing is that you must be diplomatic if you really think that the answer cannot simply be in yes or no. And if you think that the answer would not be completely right if you only say yes or if you say no. So in such situations, you must be diplomatic. What does it mean to be diplomatic. Diplomatic means you should explore both sides of the answer and give the example to prove your point. Let me explain this by giving you an example so that you could understand it in a better way. For example, the question is, are children allowed to use cell phones in India? So I think, being a logical thinker, it is quite evident that all the parents don't allow their children to use their cell phones, and all the children don't deny them. Some of them give them. So the diplomatic answer could be like this. Actually, it totally depends upon the parents. Some parents are really very lenient and they do not bother about these kind of things, and they allow their children to use their cell phones as long as they want. So children keep on playing games on the mobile phones of their computer. Let's take the example of my cousin, my uncle. My uncle is so lenient that he always gives his mobile phones to my cousins, and my cousins always play the games for hours and hours. But on the other hand, when I was young, my parents never allowed me to touch their mobile phones because they knew very well that it would have a disastrous effect on my studies and on my health. So they never allowed me to touch their mobile phones. So this is the diplomatic answer. In this answer, we explored both the sides of the answer, and I think this answer is far better, far much better than simply if you say yes, parents allow their children to use their mobile phones, or no, children do not allow their parents do not allow their children to use their cell phones. And the third thing which you should give more consideration to is the type of sentences you use in your speaking. The very first one is that there are three type of sentences in English which we generally use. First one is the simple sentences, second compound sentences, and third one is the complex sentences. These are the sentences, the third type of sentences, complex sentences, are given most weightage in speaking as well as in writing. So you should try to include as many complex sentences in your speaking as you can, and definitely it will help you to score better. I hope that this information would be really very useful for you, and you would be able to improve your speaking score considerably. Once again, those who have not subscribed this channel, they may subscribe this channel, and they may share this video with their friends who are also preparing for IELTS, who could be benefited from this one. And last, don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like the information which is provided in this video. Thank you very much.